All right, we're live. Just getting set up. It took me a little while. I didn't want to be stuck in the house. Um, Trying to get set up, just getting a fire going. Um, Michael's had some technical difficulties with his internet. Uh, OC Stacker was out there, Rocka Moss, Ellie Ellie, Linda Bop Mom, War was out there. I'm not looking at my chat yet. I'm not sure if anybody's in here. I'm just trying to set up my tripod. Shorten up, and there goes the phone. Ooh! Yeah, most of you missed that. Oh, I know why it didn't stick. The little thing was turned around. You got one out here. Bet you it's Rock Moss. Can't tell yet. Trying to get that snapped in. All right, just yes, it is Rocka. Boom! Oh no! Yeah, sorry about that, Rocka. I, I'm I was struggling here a little bit trying to open up the tripod to set it down to position it so it's shorter so I can sit down, and it popped off because the back part of the thing wasn't connected in there right. Hey, Linda Bob Mom, what's going on? Yeah, Michael had called me when his stream went down. Give me a moment. I'm still kind of situating myself. Put my drinks over here in the back part of the wall here. I got a Pepsi. I got a lemon mineral water, and I also got this. Got that from Wendy's. It's a small vanilla shake. Hey, Jeff Rubin, how's it going? Good to see you. Just getting situated here. Like I said, Michael had called me. I got off the interstate. He called me just before I got the interstate, and of course, you know, I can have a conversation very well with my phone because it goes right to my Bluetooth and everything, and that's pretty easy. I told him to give me a minute because his stream was still going, and I would explain things, but I had to wait till I got off the interstate and got down past the stop sign and pulled off to the shoulder of the road. And I talked to him for a bit, and I tried to communicate, but it was still difficult to communicate. I was trying to use speech to text, and while I was on the phone with him, the speech to text will not work. Hey, Raz Bobble, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, and I was in Michael's stream for a while. I was really busy, and I was trying to get out of work so quick, and I jumped in my car, and uh, I was listening. I was reading some of the chat. I apologize. I didn't kind of use a speech to text or anything. I was just trying to get out of the parking lot before everybody did, and there was a lot of commotion going on. It was a hot day at work, very long day. Hey, Space Miner, how you doing? But I know you had inquired. I know Michael was talking about some of the pieces on his desk, the corn cob copper and the heart pour and the cross and whatnot that he had got for me that I sent him for his and Nancy's anniversary and whatnot. And the original, very first piece of copper I sent out was that teardrop pour to Michael. So he has a teardrop pour for me, a heart pour, and a cross pour. And I know Jeff Rubin had said he doesn't stack copper. He stacks silver. So don't I. Um, I don't really consider myself stacking copper or collecting it, um, but I've in the industries of what I've done, it's always been something that I was able to get my hands on for very little or no money at all. And Linda Bob Mom was actually correct because copper is roughly about 470 something. Uh, it's around the four and a half to $4.75 or 4.75 a pound. I've got a lot of it. I've collected in the past 35 years, and I've got over 500 pounds of copper, scrap copper that's not clean copper. Um, I could very easily, Jeff, take that figure copper, even if it's at $4 a pound. Yes, divisible silver. Exactly, Space Miner. I can take that copper and go bring it to a place that actually will buy the copper for me, a scrap salvage place, and get $4 a pound for it. Now, how much is $4 a pound times 100 pounds? You do the math. I've got 500 pounds of it. I could very easily take that and bring that there, scrap it, and then turn that into silver. Stuff that I've collected in over 30 years. But like I said, I'm a little gadget freak. I love playing with gadgets and taking electronic stuff apart and see what it takes when it's broken, or and I fix it. If I can't fix it, I scrap it. I take all the metals out of it, all but the steel. And I used to not worry about the aluminum or the brass, but I used to collect the gold, the copper, and the silver. Yeah, I know. No, I don't. I'll be honest. I was gonna hurry up. I had to bring some food into Mrs. T-Bird. I didn't make her iced coffee. Uh-oh. Ooh. But I took care of her. I guess she got something from Wendy's. Um, and it was too warm. I'm still in my work uniform. I've got to shed some layers here. The make sure I don't have anything important inside my pockets. Just a pen and a notepad. But I have to apologize about last night. I know a few of you guys were out here last night's stream. It was a long stream, very long. It was. I think I was on for 2 hours. I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but I didn't want to be out there that long, and I did. Um, I was very distraught, very extremely tired. I I enjoy going out there, but not when I'm tired, and I couldn't even concentrate on the chat. Yeah, yeah. I slept. Oh no, you're sleeping in the doghouse. No, I'm not sleeping in the doghouse. No, no. I'll be probably. I didn't sleep outside last night, but we usually do, and the floodlights actually on out there. Ah, the camper. The air conditioner's running. I left the air conditioner on, but I turned it on earlier today. I turned it on low, and it's nice and cool in there. It's awesome. Um, Start shedding layers. We won't watch you. Yeah, I got multiple layers, but it's a work uniform that we're required to wear, and it just it's very warm. It was 87 degrees up here, and it was hot and humid. It had rained. Um, a lot of my firewood got wet. I was fortunate enough to have another bag of dry firewood to get this going, to get it started. It didn't take me much. I'm a firebug. I'm a pyro. I'm a pyro maniac, I guess. I don't know. I'm so much of a maniac, but I'm a pyro. And I was, like I said, I was talking to Michael. He has a tower on the outside of his house and was flashing red. He didn't seem like he was going to be able to get back on there to even shut down the stream. So I was trying to communicate with everybody to let them know. He said if everybody really, really wanted him, he would try and wait until I got back on and try to get back on. I told him what I would do is as soon as I got home, I would take care of business, put the puppy dogs out, and I'd come out, I'd start a live. I haven't seen him here yet, so I don't think he's got his internet back up. He said he'd give me a call. Of course, I'm streaming from my phone, and I don't know how that would work. It would ring, but I probably wouldn't be able to answer it. Jeff. Yeah, Jeff is watching. Yeah, him and Cartier, Eagle Eye Cartier. Jeff probably knows what I'm talking about. I know Cartier does. He must. I don't know. He doesn't work this late, does he? No, I don't think he works this late. What the heck is Cartier up to tonight, Jeff? But it's nice and cool outside. I see quite a few clouds out, and I figure I could come right out here by the fire and sit back and relax. Ooh, sparks. I probably waited a little too long. Maybe I should have immediately started it as soon as I got home, a live stream inside the house. But I guess from getting done work, I didn't want to hang out here. Yeah, you're here. Huh? About 10:30. Yeah, it's already past 10:30. It's probably got to be about 11:30 right now. So I don't know how far he has to commute, but that's what time I usually get done. It's 10:30. I got done at 10:30 exactly today, but I went in and we were busy all night long. From the time we got in to the time we left, I didn't want to stay late. Did not want to stay late. Bad enough I got to do a mandatory work day to Saturday. 11:39. Thank you, Jeff. But yeah, if I mean, it all depends on what you do in your, you know, your walkway of life of what you do and what you come across. I've done a lot of contracting work and construction work and building houses and everything. And everything that I did, I always seen. I don't know. I never believed in. I guess I was raised different than some people or people nowadays. I was raised not to, no matter what kind of money you had, not to waste anything and throw something of value away. You know. Hey, how's it going, Stats? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. But I always had something from a young age to do with silver, numismatic coins, and that's where it all started, and even copper. And in my background, I knew what copper was. I knew what silver was from breakers and everything else. I mean, at a young age, I think when I was 15 years old, I started working for contract contractors. My first contract jobs working for these guys were painting houses. Oh my! You don't want to work for somebody that have to paint houses. Oh boy, gives you good forearms painting, but oh man, don't like painting houses. That's where it all started. And then it led into remodeling and fixing homes and building homes and pouring foundations. I've done just about everything I can think of as well. Grew up around a garage, a gas station, where a garage, a mechanic's garage. I had took auto body mechanics and mechanics in a trade school. Got my degree on the auto body mechanics, wood shop, metal shop, welding. Um, they called it. They didn't call it blueprinting back there. Back then in the day, they called it mechanical drawing. I had courses and classes in mechanical drawing, which is blueprinting. Yes, absolutely, Raka. But like I was saying, I was brought up different. If I seen something or knew something of value, I won't. I just don't throw it away. And the same thing with copper. I always knew copper was had it was a you know it was electrical. And it was good for carrying, for transferring heat as well as electricity. And I knew there was a value to it, and I just never threw it away. Now aluminum, man, no. Do I got aluminum? Yeah, I do. But I was fortunate that I worked at a warehouse helping a guy out at a thing, and I got a lot of aluminum stock that I can use to build things with. But I'm always thinking. I guess maybe I think too much sometimes. Now this is a real tool. Yeah, yeah. I guess you could say that exactly. Stats. How you like the fire stats? Is it big enough? I put a few more pieces of wood on there for you. Like I said, I'm going to back it up a little bit so you can kind of get a little bit better, and I can be closer to the phone. I got to get my poker in case I need it, just in case. Woo! Yeah, last night though, I had, like I said, I was extremely tired, and I apologize to Raka and whoever, Jeff and whoever was out there, and even the Cartier. I missed a lot of things, and I said it from the beginning. I was extremely tired. But when I got done the stream, I went and laid down on the sofa couch that we have in the living room, and I literally, within seconds, I literally passed out. I fell asleep there. I don't even know what time Mrs. Hebert got done work. Don't even know if she tried to wake me up. I don't think she could. I didn't get up till like around, I think around 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning, which is about my normal. Yeah, yeah. People, a lot of people do that. They burned out the coating. I have a lot of heavy gauge, very extremely heavy gauge copper wire that I've been able to collect from industries and stuff. A lot of it. I mean, I can take what I call an oval blade. a Stanley knife or whatever, and I can cut the insulation off and I can peel back the copper directly out of it. I have several 100 pounds of that I use for my pouring, and it's pure 999 copper. Um, I don't always show it in my streams, but I think I've showed it a couple of times that I use it for my copper pouring. I do like to do silver pouring as well. Um, I know there's a lot of people that buy junk silver and they'll melt that down. Um, Numismatic coins, I would never ever melt down any type of numismatic coins, but there's silver rounds that people buy, and sometimes they can get it lower or cheaper than spot price or what you can get um, the silver shot for. I mean, I went and bought, I think it was 50 ounces of silver shot, and that's what I used my silver with is pure 999 silver shot. When I do pour silver, I want to do some more silver pouring, and like I said, I've got a lot of silver that needs a lot of silver that I need to refine, and then I'm gonna purify it and actually use that for silver pours. I'm hoping this summer I can get my little fume hood going out there in my shed if I can find the time for that. Yeah, I was. I didn't want to be on late. I didn't. I only wanted to stand for like about a half hour, and I wound up to be 2 hours. I ain't gonna lie, Ruben. I could hardly function. I shouldn't have even been online live streaming last night. I was so disoriented. Uh, I could almost hardly function. I mean, that's how tired I was. I was very sleep deprived through 7 days prior. You know, you're talking like 3 to 4 hours sleep a night, if that. And I don't know why I kept waking up early, but and then very busy at work, and then with the weather and everything. Yeah, it does look pretty cool. Yeah, the silver shot looks really nice. Um, wait till you see when I get my fume hood going and I get my silver cell going, and wait till you see when I grow silver crystals. That looks so cool. The silver crystals in a silver cell. When I purify the silver and make it into my and pour it into some water to make my own silver shot, and then I create a silver cell and I put it inside the silver cell, and it actually will grow silver crystals. And it looks like they almost look like snowflake crystals in a way. They look that, but boy, do they look awesome. Wait till you see when I do that. I can't wait till I can do it. It'll be awesome. I That's the one thing I haven't done, but I know the process and I know what I need to do to do it. I have everything and all the right materials and all the right equipment to do it. It's just going to take some time, and carrying on, working and family life and everything. It's it's a lot to do. Yeah, yeah. You stay tuned. It may not be for a few months. It'll be later and it'll be a little later in the middle to latter part of the summer. The Maybe the end of July, beginning of August. I do know in July I do have a lot of personal time off from work. I've got almost the whole month of July off. Not quite, but that's vacation time for me and Mrs. T-Bird. So I won't probably be streaming nearly as much. I still will be, but I won't be producing very many videos, and it'll be a little less during the vacation time. But during that time, I'm hoping I'll have time to get my 10 by 10 shed all set up with the fume hood and get the silver cell started, where I can take a lot of my refinements that I've got from collecting silver from silver breakage and scrapping silver parts, and I can purify that down and then start a silver cell and do that. That'll be very awesome. I mean, even if I don't show any content, which I intend on, it's just going to be something exciting that I would enjoy to do. Yeah, I was thinking Michael would pop out here, but he can't even be. He must still not even have his thing on. I thought OC Stacker would stop out here. Apparently not. Maybe I took too long to start the live stream up. You just sub the stats. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. Throw him a like, Jeff, and a comment somewhere. That way, there it ensures that it sticks, and that way, there he can respond back and give you a sub back as well. Anytime when you sub to somebody, just don't sub to them, and that's that. If you don't hit the like and give them a comment, sometimes YouTube will think you're a bot or something, and within 24 to 48 hours, it takes the sub away if you never comment. So anytime you ever sub to somebody, I always try to make sure to hit the like button and throw them a quick comment. That way, there it sticks. Oh, let me see. Make sure to keep this fire going. Dwindling down a little bit here. Some of this other stuff is burned down. Throw some more pieces of this birch tree that fell on my back part of my property that I cut up. It's a little bit wet, but it'll burn. I wish I was a little more prepared, Jeff. I know you were out there the other night when I had a fire. I got to get some of that copper put into the fire. My melting copper doesn't work, but I'd love to get some of that copper. And one of these nights, I'm going to show it where you can get to see the reds and the greens and the blues by putting some copper in with the fire. Hmm. Your hater fans are not kind. Hmm. Your phone beeps. Nice. Yeah, I've got a lot of people on notification, and sometimes I don't get notified until sometimes 3 and 4 days later. I don't understand that. YouTube messes up quite a bit a lot of times. I got a nice little pile of wood over there. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I got more than that out back. Bigger pieces. But like I said, I was debating whether to do a live stream out here by the campfire or do it inside. And I just wanted to be out in the cool air because I've been in the hot, humid air all night tonight. I just want to kind of sit back and relax out here in a nice cool air. At least it's not raining. I know we had a couple of good thunderstorms roll through here today, I guess. Except for all, except for the king of late night YouTube. Yeah, sometimes at the I'm trying to think. What was it? There's a few of them that get on late like I do, but not many. Some of the racing channels do. Um, Hidden, I think Hidden comes on sometimes late, sometimes even later after I get off. He's on. Of course, he's over, and I'm thinking Pacific Standard Time. He's 3 hours behind me. Oh, oh, we got people in there. I'm just looking at the amount of people in there. It said zero. There's 10 likes and it says zero. Now it says one. There's got to be more than just one person there. I know Jeff is here and Stats is here. I think Rocco was in here earlier. Yeah, you're here. Yeah, Stats is here. I think Rocco's still here. Sasquatch standing behind you? No. If it was Sasquatch, it would probably be Littlefoot. Yes, Rocco's here. Yeah, it is saying zero. I wish you could see my phone. It says zero people in here, 10 likes. And I know I've got at least 3 people in there. Sasquatches are fun. I I believe there is Sasquatch, Bigfoot. I believe in them. I believe they are. I believe them to be highly intelligent creatures. I don't think we have any here in New York State, but I think west, out west, I do believe there is Sasquatch out there, and even up into Canada. Um, I'm for certain if I was them, I'd stay far away from humans as well. Um, being what they are, your spouse is indigenous. Yeah, I can't say, I can't pronounce it. My apologies. Indigenous. Yes, that's awesome. We're about in New York City. Well, about 3 hours north of Albany. Let's put it this way: in 10 minutes, I can be in Canada, or in 10 minutes, I can be in Vermont. About the northeast corner, the far northeast corner. A lot of people call Albany upstate New York, but that's not really upstate. That's mid. To me, that's mid state. You got New York City all the way to the south, on the east side, New York City, Long Island. Then in the middle of New York State, you have Albany, Saratoga area, and then up where I'm at, I'm as far northeast as you can probably go in New York State. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Rocco. I'm not so tired tonight, so I can actually. I'm just sitting out here so I can see that, and I can probably answer your question. I tried to answer them last night, but it was difficult for me because of my condition that I was in. Hmm. Funny, Jeff. No, no, they did not. No, GE did not. The company I used to work for, I could probably say their name. Like I said, I signed a disclosure clause where I can't videotape or do anything or put anything on multimedia to do with my workplace, or even to mention the name or the contracts that we do. But we build commuter trains, sometimes power cars for certain companies, and we build a lot of trains. And I've been there for 25 years. But there was another company that had been there for 20 years, and they were existing even before they were in my local area. And they were bought out by another company that does the same type of work. I don't really want to mention their name, but I could almost get away with mentioning the old company's name. Now let me do it in a roundabout way. A yellow skidoo. Who makes a yellow skidoo? The skidoos, because they had different. They had they had aerospace, and they had recreational vehicles, um, transportation vehicles, aerial space vehicles. That's the company that I used to work for, and they had all different types of things. Oh, I wish I would have got some dirty copper wires so I could throw in there. I could, but I'd have to run in the house, and I don't want to leave you guys. I really want to show you guys the awesome colors from the copper. Niagara Falls flows and meets Falls, Lake Erie, Ontario. I've been down around all that area, but I'm nowhere near that. I'm like 4 hours away from the Thousand Islands. I've been all around that area. I've been to Buffalo. I've been through Niagara Falls maybe like twice in my life, going into Canada. I've been down around there. I've been down around Johnstown, Pennsylvania area. It's out southwest of Pennsylvania, and been through Ohio. Been through Cleveland a couple of times. Been up to Detroit once or twice. But to get back to what I was talking about, the company that I used to work for that was bought now by another company. If you know Yellow Screws and what they're called, uh, that's a company that I used to work for 20 years, and about 5 years ago was bought now by another company. It's very easily probably able to be Googled, but I don't think I could get in any trouble for saying any of that. But 3 more years, and I will not be working for them any longer. I'm gonna retire. I could almost retire now. I could retire and be fine and live mediocrely, and I'd be fine. Yeah, you had friends in Johnstown, a flood many years ago. Yeah, yeah, they had a huge flood many years ago. My father-in-law lived down there before he had passed. It's been about 3 years since I last went down to Johnstown. That was about when he had passed, about 3 years ago, I believe it was. Boy, it looks like I'm gonna have to put some more wood in that fire. The average person will say that fire is doing fine, but that's a small fire for me. Hold on, I need to put a few more sticks in there. Maybe some of the bigger stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, I still got my work clothes on. I haven't even changed yet. Doesn't matter. I'm usually whenever I go live, I come home and I do the same thing. Let's make a fire. Yeah, it's so nice to be out here. Oh, 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 come on. It rolled off. Woo. There we go. Sit back down here. Been to Lake George? Let me see. I missed something. No, I didn't. No, the stats have retracted something. Yeah, Lake George is a real nice area. I've been down there quite a few times. I'm like about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive to Lake George. It's real nice area down there. Down in Florida. Yeah, my grandmother used to live down in Florida. My grandmother and grandfather had moved from. They lived over around Governor area. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Governor, New York. It's about 3 hours from me. They moved down to Florida until they passed a few years back. Yeah, the green and the pine trees. Yeah, I have quite a few pine trees on my little portion of my property here. A few. When I first moved up here, wasn't nearly as many trees. The pine trees that were there, the small ones. Um, I was gonna. They got a thing they call a. Well, needless to say, I was gonna say a hedgehog, but it's not. They have a thing that will clear cut the woods and all the brush and all that stuff. And of course, I had bigger lawnmowers. And you've heard of Governor, but the three that I have directly by my house, I almost ran them over, and I was going to cut them down. I didn't, and now they're huge. They're huge. The same thing with the birch trees that are here. I kind of left those. They're huge now. When I first moved up here 35 years ago, I bought one piece for my father. He gave me an acre and another acre he had sold for like $1,000 to somebody, and they didn't want it. So me and him were playing cards at another Texas Hold'em, and he ran out of money and he needed some money. He asked if he could borrow $1,000 to continue. And I said, tell you what, I go, the other property that you gave me that one piece, my choice. And I go, the other acre, I go, I'd sold for 1,000, but you said they backed out and they didn't want it. I go, just take the 1,000. I go, consider it mine, payment for what you were going to sell that to them for. And he said, okay, sure. So I got the 2 acres of land basically for 1,000 bucks back in the day. And it was road frontage. And as years progress, I end up buying and purchasing the land that was behind me, which now I got pretty close to about 10 acres. Mm-hmm. It's all country. There's nobody behind me, not for miles and miles. I do have some apple trees. I got wild apple trees that I didn't plant. I've got one apple tree that's real small, that my daughter had planted from a seed and grew. Now she lives over in Illinois. She moved there a few years back, and when she came home, she had one growing from a seed, and she brought it with her, and I planted it. It's now probably like around a foot and a half to 2 foot tall, and this was just the year before last, or it wasn't last fall, but the fall before. And I had 3 different types of cherry trees on my property. I'm down. A few had died. They got old. They rotted. One didn't make it. They were the big. They're not Bing cherries. I've got a dwarf Bing cherry tree that are sour cherries, and I don't care for those as much. I have the other ones, the really bright red cherries, the really sweet cherries. I forget what they call them, but you can buy them in the supermarkets. They're like a red, deep purplish color, and them are really awesome. Them are really awesome. Now that's my big cherry tree that's out there, but that's cherry tree is like over 35 years old now, and it very seldomly the last few years has produced very little fruit. I don't know if it's because of the age. A lot of time it has a lot to do with, yeah, they do make good pies. That's what I got. The I made some pies with them, and I actually made some um, jam with them. Some really awesome jam. And that's what I got the Concord grapes for. I got 2 different sets of Concord grapevines. Hey, Vegas Stacker, how you doing? Another night of fire, good living. Yeah, I do. Another night of fire and good living. But the the ribeye steak is inside the house in the refrigerator. I was thinking about having a ribeye steak tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I probably will later for sure. I got 2 more of them. I got to cook them within the next day or so. Definitely when I get done tonight, before I go to bed, I'll be having that ribeye. But the Concord grapes, I tried to make some wine out of them once because I got a bunch of Concord grapes, some huge vines, um, and I made jam with them a couple of times, and that came out really awesome, really good. Now I'm talking about jam, and Vegas here, and that's all I can think of is jalapeno pepper jelly, peanut butter, and jalapeno pepper jelly. I'm gonna have one of those too. Yeah, I need to trim them. Well, the big reason is Raka is I've only got 2 cherry trees left: the dwarf cherry tree, and I've got the huge. I keep on to say Bing cherry, but it's not a Bing cherry. It's those really big red cherries that you can buy in the supermarkets, and they're very sweet. I used to have 2 of them. I'm only down to one, and they don't cross pollinate very well with just one. You almost need at least two, and that holds true for any type of fruit trees. You need to have just more than one. Grow some jalapeno. Yeah, I've grown some jalapenos before, make my own, but it's so much easier just to go to one of the stores and buy it. Yeah, I've grown some jalapeno one time. Made my own homemade jalapeno pepper jelly once, one time. Um, it's not hot after when you make the jam, but when you're making it and you have, if you don't wear the gloves and when you're doing it, when you're cooking it and all that stuff, it does kind of make your eyes water a little bit. And if it gets on your hands, it makes it burns like I do remember that with the jalapeno pepper jelly. Because you use jalapeno, you use green peppers. I forget the other things you use. You got to use put some pectin in it as well. Um, and I forget what else. Sugar, lots of sugar. But yeah, no, absolutely not, Vegas. That would be a mistake and a half. Yes, it would. That would be disastrous. Good night. Good night, Stats. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Rubber gloves. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I didn't when I had made my jalapeno pepper jelly. But like I was saying, it's so much easier just to buy it at the store. But I don't know. I like and I enjoy making stuff like that from time to time. Uh, the cherry jelly, this cherry jam though was the bomb. That was so good. Uh, but without the other tree, and like I said, the cherry tree that I have at the base of it, Raka, is if you were to measure from one side of the tree to the other side of the cherry tree on the ground, it's almost 2 feet wide. It is huge. It is huge, but it's old, and I don't think it has too many more years left. There's actually one side of it, the limbs are starting to die. But the one bad thing about that, even when I had the other cherry tree, is that the flowers blossom bloom so early in the spring when there's literally no insects or bees to pollinate them. And the only way they would get pollination was by wind, by cross pollination from the other cherry trees. And when the first one died, and it's like, that kind of made things not so good where I didn't get very many cherries. And the other thing about it is the birds know they're there. The bird knows. Not only me, but the birds know. And the birds tend to get them before I get to pick them. They're always there. Yeah, you need the bees, exactly. When's the next silver for? I don't know, maybe not this weekend. I've got like 30 ounces of silver shot. Hey, Deneen, my sister Deneen from Alaska. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Birds and the bees. I don't know. I don't want to just waste my silver on anything. My silver shot. I got 30 ounces of silver shot. I poured, and when I first started pouring, I did quite a few silver pours. I got my flask, and I'm waiting to find the right piece that I want to be able to pour into silver. Um, and I wouldn't mind. I don't want to do huge pours like with my copper pours. I'm not gonna pour 7, 8. I'd love to pour a Phoenix or something like that. Eh, But if I did, it would be for myself because there's nobody out there that's going to turn around and pay me what it's worth if I pour like a 7, 8, 9, 10 ounce pour. I don't see anybody wanting to buy it for the amount of money that I even have into it, and let alone you know a little for my time and effort on doing it with the equipment and everything that I've had to buy. And that's one thing I got to take in consideration. Um, but I do want to start doing some silver pouring. I got the flask for it. I've got to find the right mold. I've got a few pieces that I think I want to pour in silver. Deneen 002. Woo! Awesome. But that little bear that Raka won. That little T-bear, T-bird, T-bar, T-bear, T-bird pour that I made. I didn't even have it a day, and she got it. Um, I'm gonna do it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna make a few more of those out of copper. And I think that one piece I may pour into a silver pour, a little silver T-bear, T-bird pour. Yeah. Jeff's a stalker. Got a lot of stalkers. I'm a T-bird stalker, and I've got the cars to prove it, right, Jeff? Have a good night, Deneen. Unless you come back as your other self. Oh, 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 003. or regular, Deneen? Yeah, Vegas must be at work. You can get a decent price on shot, silver shot. Yeah, well, silver right now, what was it? It dipped down a little bit. It was like 36 and a half, I think, earlier today. 36 and a half. The silver shot when I bought mine was about $33. $33 an ounce when I bought mine. I bought 35.95. It dropped even more. Yeah, I did say that I think it would dip. It hit the 37. I still think it's gonna rebound. It's gonna rebound. It's gonna hit 38. Somebody in my chat, or it might have been Michael Sacker's chat last night, I think it was, had, somebody was saying they think it might hit 40 by the end of this year. I forget who it was. It'll come to me, but I don't think it's going to hit 40 this year. I highly doubt that at all. Um, but I do think somewhere during this year, I think it will definitely hit 38, and I think it will lay back down and stabilize between 36 and $37 an ounce very easily. And I think that's a very stable area. Blue collar said 40 yeah by the 4th of July. No, I don't think so. I would have to disagree with that. Usually, routinely, almost every year, around July, August time, July, August, September is usually when silver usually dips, almost dedicatedly every year. Usually dips around then, but times are different. One never knows. You can't predict the future. There's no future crystal ball here. And I'm sure, Blue Collar does his research. I mean, I do mine as well, just like you do, Vegas. I hope I'm speaking loud enough too. I'm sitting back like 3 feet away from the phone. I hope my volume, I'm speaking loud enough so you can understand me and hear me good. Mm-hmm. That's correct. Well, we're right on the cusp of it. I hate to say that three-letter word, but we are right on the cusp of it. Thank you very much, Jackknife. I don't have no silver to jingle for you. I'm sorry. I thought did cross my mind when I was inside trying to race around after coming in from work. If you were to have hopped on my live stream and have some silver, but I'm outside. I That's kind of cheesy, but that's all I can do. I went to the Coinstar. No, you can't see it. I don't even have my light out here. I went to the Coinstar just before I came home, and I did a little video, and I found 10 cents. And on the floor after the video, I seen a penny, and I picked it up. Copper penny. Why not? Just laying there. I don't need it. I'm not desperate for it, but somebody else is gonna if I don't, right? Another 11 cents I can throw in that little bag. At the Coinstar within 6 months last year, I got $28, and I think I've got at least another $5 or $6 so far uh, since the beginning of January. Exactly. A lot of people don't look at it that way. Like if you can save yourself 50 cents somehow, some way, I don't look at it as in saving 50 cents. I look at it as it's a dollar. Because if you save 50 cents somehow by lessening something that you do, it's 50 cents less that you have to spend out. So it's 50 cents more that you have. And if you were to have to try to regain that back and work for it, then it's going to take 50 cents to get you back up where you were. So you're literally like a dollar ahead for all the money, excuse me, for all the money that you find or save. You double that price. And that's what your real outcome is, the way I look at it. Maybe I'm right and maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I've always looked at things. You use a magic 8 ball. I can just picture you with that magic 8 ball. Is that one there that floats around the little thing on the inside? There, you just got an 8 ball, and you get the thing. You ask it a question. You know that little 8 ball thing I'm talking about. I'm sure you do. Have a good night, Vegas. Appreciate you stopping in, brother. Well, there goes my vanilla shake that I got at Wendy's. It's gone. Or they call it a frosty, I guess. It's not a shake. Let me get a little more wood on that fire. A little more wood. Oh. I know you can't, I can't see it, jackknife, but just out of curiosity, are you a city boy or are you a country boy? I know you're in Canada. You live out in the country area. I know Rock is a country girl, right, Rocka? She lives in a similar area like I do. I'm not sure about you, Jackknife. Are you? I think you're a country boy. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, you got pine sap on me. Those birch pieces were over underneath a pine tree, and pine sap dripped on them. Let me look at the. You consider yourself a moon boy. Oh, you're a moon boy. Moon night. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I gotta scroll back here a little bit. Audio's fine. Yeah, I seen all that. It's starting to lightly sprinkle out here. What's going on? A moon boy. Let me think. Moon boy. So you always wanted to be an astronaut when you were a little kid growing up. I didn't see the wood part of it. I don't see where he said wood. I could have missed something. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. No, I don't see anything where he said anything about wood. Oh, me, I said wood. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I grabbed a piece of that wood that I cut up from my birch tree that it fell in the wintertime, and I threw it all over next to the base of the pine tree, and I've got pine sap all over that birch wood that's over there, and I just put my hands on it, pick up a piece, and I got that pine sap on me. Yeah, it'll happen someday. It'll happen someday. Mars will probably be the first planet we colonize. I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime or not. Lisa Anderson, good to see you. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I hope it doesn't sprinkle too much more than it is now. Just a very light sprinkle. I got a mosquito flying around me now. There's no wind tonight. We've had quite a few windy days here. The wind's been blowing for the last 2, 3 days. I've got like small little openings. And let's turn around and see if you guys can see that. No, I don't know. Yeah, you can see the clouds in the sky up there, but over just to the northeast of me, there's an opening. I kind of wish, and I kind of was hoping that it'd be a nice clear night out here, like it was the other night, and get to see some of the aurora borealis, the northern lights. A lot of times my phone can pick up on it a little bit. A lot of times you got to play with the settings, though. I don't think if I'm streaming, I can actually probably see them. Oh, you lost me now, Jeff. It's called a missile. What's called a missile? Hold on a minute. What are you talking about, Jeff? A missile. I got no change out here. No silver. Give Jackknife his silver fix. You were there during that big clang, though. Those big two pieces of silver I did have. Boy, they made an interesting sound, didn't they? That I had inside that little cooler in my studio. Captain Clang. Did you hear that? Did you hear the way that clanged together though? You were there, Jackknife. How that resonated. That was a cool sound. Oh, just getting home. Michael Stacken was having a live stream and he had some internet issues and I got home and he said to go live and he would either call me or hop on my live and he got his working. Apparently that hasn't happened, but working a lot, too much, more than I want to do. But I'm home and out here enjoying the night, the nice cool air tonight because it's been so hot and just relaxing. I had to make a decision whether I wanted to set up a live in my studio and be inside the house. Uh, and that is the only room in where my studio is where I have an air condition. And it's like an 11 by 10 by 12 room. And I've got French doors on both sides of it. And I can't turn it on because you'd never hear me. But Mrs. T-Bird's office is ways down. I got to redo something else with the air conditioner. She got her own little personal air conditioner in her room, but it just feels too sticky in the house for me. I wanted to be nice and cool, so I decided to grab my phone and my tripod and come out here and make another little campfire. We do this. I do this a lot. Just me and Mrs. T-Bird usually. Um, I don't know how enjoyable it is for you guys to be on a YouTube stream to just see a fire. Uh, I'm hoping you enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe it's just the chat. Hmm. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. When it's barely a drizzle, it's called a missile. I've never heard that saying before, Jeff. I believe you, though. Playing the Conqueror. I'm going to have to do that again. You're here for the chill vibes. Cool. Chill vibes and the fascinating food that I cook from time to time that I still got to do for you, I guess. You've seen a few, I think. I'll do up another cooking video soon. I like to mix things up a little bit. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy collecting rocks, silver, gold, numismatic coins, scrap metal, such as breaking down breakers and all of the types of electronics to get gold and silver scrap. Yes, I do eat fish. I really enjoy and love smoked salmon. Love salmon. Salmon, I think, is maybe my one of my favorites. Swordfish is as well. I love swordfish. That's really awesome, especially if it's cooked right. If you batter it and you deep fry it, there's a way you can batter swordfish and deep fry it, and that is awesome. That is so good. The I might have lied. Salmon isn't my favorite. I'll tell you what is my favorite: fresh caught trout, the little baby trouts in the streams. Just got a little line and a hook, a little worm on it. And you throw it upstream and let it float down. I used to really enjoy. I haven't done any trout fishing in a long time. They call them little brookies. Those, the little small ones too, are the really good eating ones. They're only 4 inches long, bones and all. You need the whole thing. Just cut the head off and clean out the guts. Fry them up. Mm-mm. trout is the best. Rainbow trout. They call them brown trout as well. I think I love almost any type of seafood. I wouldn't consider fish a seafood, but anything from the water I love. Scallops, clams, oysters. I got to try again. I know we talked about that the other day. It's been quite a few years since I've had oysters. Sardines, a little bit. I'm not as much. I've had sardines, but I'm not a real big fan of them. I think the big things I'm a fan of is perch. Perch is good. Freshwater perch. That's good. I forgot about that. Love perch. I love salmon, especially smoked salmon. Uh, I love the smoked salmon that you can buy that you don't have to cook. The smoked salmon in the packages. That's so awesome. That's very good. Yeah, I do love shellfish. Any kind of shellfish. Shrimp. I think lobster might be my favorite. And scallops. As long as it's cooked right, you can like the bay scallops or any type of scallops. You got to really know how to cook them, not to cook them too hot, too long, or they get rubbery. Me and Mrs. T-Bird make this really awesome fish chowder. Oh my, seafood. I guess it's seafood chowder, but it's not cheap, and we go overboard with everything that we do when we cook. If you haven't noticed, uh, like me with my steaks, I like Delmonico steaks. I like filet mignon. I love. I buy them the more expensive stuff, but instead of our seafood chowder, we use crab meat, we use lobster, use scallops, uh, use haddock fish. What else is there? There's a lot in there. There's clams in there. Clams, haddock, scallops, lobster, crab, clams. Uh, but there's other things that we actually put in there as well. But it's so good. It is unbelievable. It is the best. Hmm. What YouTube videos did I watch today? Well, I watched a few. Eat the fins and all, like sardines. Yeah, with the little baby trout. Yes, yes, Jeff. Hey, Southeast Stacker. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I watched some things from Liberty Bleeds. He had a few videos. Retoyer had some videos. I watched one of his videos, shorts. I try to go to different people's channels. Weldon Carey, he had put out quite a few different shorts with knives and stuff. I watched his. Um, Dub C's. I was out there on Dub. Oh yes, you saw me. I was on Dub C's channel for a short. I was on a break at work and I couldn't stay. I left, came back, and then when I went to go lunchtime, he was still going. So I hopped back on there for another 5 minutes, maybe or so, and then I called Mrs. T-Bird. Um, a lot of times in my breaks, I'll check out people's shorts real quick, and if I see somebody's live streaming like Dub C, I try to go in and give them support the best I can. Uh, Southeast Stacker had a live going. I think it was yesterday night. I stopped in there, uh, helped support Southeast Stacker. He had a nice, awesome stream he had going. That was yesterday night, correct, Southeast? There was many other different channels that I went to. Jamie, Blister and Barnacles. He had a few shorts. I checked out a few of his. Hmm. Hannah and Health. Yeah, that's nice. Woodchucker. Woo! Chainsaws and Carver. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. You guys, If you guys are ever interested in checking out a guy's channel, Woodchucker, I can't do it right here because I'm just streaming off my phone. But if Raka or Jeff, any one of you of my mods knows how to put his link up there, grab his link and throw it up there. Go check him out. Give him a sub. Tell him T Bird sent you. But he does these awesome carvings with chainsaws and everything else. He makes a lot of wood stuff, a lot of things that I have dabbled with and I would love to do and will be doing at some point in time. Will I ever do videos on them? I don't know. Probably not. I'm just going to do them for myself and for fun. But it's awesome. I've watched a few things and I keep wanting to go back. I was watching one of his lives and I was at work and I was checking it out and I couldn't really watch it, so I had to put it down and close my phone because I'm not supposed to be on my phone at work because I'm a crane operator. But when the crane calls, I no phone. I can't be touching anything. Thank you so much, Raka. Go check out Woodchuckers. He is the bomb, man. I love the things he does. He makes some awesome products. And like I said, I've done some stuff like what he's done. I don't think he has a lathe though, and I've talked about this in other channels. I don't have a lathe. I want to get a lathe one of these days. When I retire, in 3 years' time, when I retire, I will have a lathe. I've done a lot of woodworking. I've had woodworking experience from school. You're very welcome, Woodchuck Chucker. Yeah, but go check him out. Make sure you don't just sub to him. Hit the like button. Throw him a little comment. Just say, hey. That way, there, YouTube knows you're not a bot and he doesn't lose you in a day or two. Because if you never comment, then YouTube will think you're a bot and he'll take it away. I don't really think he needs the subs. I'm not sure. Hey, B. Taylor, how's it going? Thanks for coming by, brother. Woo! Knuckles. Yeah. Boom. Can't do it. Can't reach around the phone. But yeah, he does some awesome stuff. Stuff that I've done, not all of it, but the chainsaw bit is the bomb because I've got chainsaws, and this has been something I've always wanted to do is make a carving out of something using a chainsaw. I haven't tried it yet. And like I said during the last time you were in my stream, you got to be careful. Don't just take up a chainsaw and think you can go into something and start carving something up. Uh, it'll kick on you. And if you're not experienced with a chainsaw, you can cause yourself some bodily harm. I've grown up all my life around loggers and I've done logging. I've cut on skidways. I've used chainsaws. I'm very skilled with a chainsaw. Can't kick in vertical mode. But yeah, uh, I'm going to attempt that back in my back part of my property on that birch tree that had a catastrophe in the wintertime. And I cut it off high so I could dabble with it. And this is before I even to woodchucker. I was going to do it this summer, try to make something out of it. But birch is more of a hardwood. It's not the hardest wood out there. But I am going to attempt to do something with it this summer. Can't click the link in vertical mode. Oh man. Just got to go up and research it. Do a search for woodchucker. You'll come across it. He does all these awesome wood carvings, and he's very good at what he does. He uses a chainsaw and he's got this block of wood and he cuts it up. It looks like looks a lot of it. It's like pine wood or whatever. It's a soft wood, so that's nice to work with. Uh, Hold on, I gotta see what Jacknet is saying. What type of TV shows do you watch? You're full of questions. I'm watching Alone. Right now, Survivor competition. I think I've seen that before. Um, Me and Miss Stewart usually watch a lot of series. I'm into sci-fi. I love sci-fi. Anything to do with science or space. Uh, I don't know. I don't watch as much TV as I used to, but we get into series. There's many of multiple that we watch. I can't think of the names off the top of my head. It's been so long since I've seen them. Twilight Zone. Oh yeah, I used to love Twilight Zone. That was awesome. You're just showing your age now, B. Taylor. Twilight Zone. That's a long time show. I think that's one of the first, some of the first things that really turned me on to sci-fi fiction and shows. The Twilight Zone. That was really good back then. That was awesome. What about our stuff? Jeff. Hold on. I gotta put some more hardwood on the fire, Jeff. Oh, let's see. Do I want to put on this big piece? Yeah. Keep keep the fire going. Why not? Put another piece right there. There we go. Alrighty. Did I bring in my e-cigarette? I don't know if I did or not. I can't see. Give me a moment. There it is. Oh, geez, I'm glad I took that light because I got my wallet out. Oh, man. Okay, I'm back. OTG! Woo! What's going on, brother? Uh, going to bed? All right, awesome. Have a good night, Woodchucker. When I get a chance, I know you've got new content. I'm gonna go out there and check it out, even if I rewatch some of your lives, because you got some awesome content, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Take care. Yeah, it's sprinkling out here pretty well. It's sprinkling, but it don't seem like it's hurting my phone any. It's very, very light. If it starts downpouring, if you see this phone all of a sudden take off somewhere, you know I'm heading towards the camper. So how you doing tonight, OTG? Enjoying the fire again? Whose birthday? Who had a birthday? OTG? Well, if you worked on your birthday and it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, OTG. Oh my. Are you kidding me? Wow. 117? Wow. That is crazy. Very welcome, OTG. If I knew your birthday was coming out when I sent you that swag, I would have sent you a special, something special. I would have sent you in a birthday card. Oh man. You know what? I just, wow. I said send stuff out. Of course, a lot of you were here with my, I know Raka and Jeff was, when I did my celebration, I had stuff to send to Michael Stacking. And I had bought, before his birthday, I bought him a birthday card. I don't think I ever stuck his birthday card inside of his package that I sent him. No, oh man. I think I'm positive I forgot to send his birthday card to him. I'll have to send it out to him. Oh boy. Oh man. When I said I should have, if I knew it was OTG's birthday coming up, when I sent him some swag, I would have stuck him a birthday card. That popped in my head. Michael Stacken's birthday card. I bought it before his birthday, and I said, told him about it. I said, I got a birthday card for you. And I'm going to send it to you, but I'm going to wait till after my celebration. I never stuck his birthday card in there. Dag nabbit. Dang me. Dang me. They ought to hack a rope and hang me. Hang me from the highest tree. Woman, will you weep for me? Boom, 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 boom. Little Roger Miller. I can't sing very good. I can in a country voice, but no, I can't do it on video like this. Now it's starting to really come down. What the heck? Oh man, wake up. OC Stacker, his ears, my ears. That's what he'd be saying, my ears. I can't say that. Parle français, Jackknife? Yes, spur. Comme si, comme ça, spur. 45% French. Or you don't speak no French at all, eh? I got that eh. Eh. What can I do to protect my phone? Oh, I can't. Oh, man. I don't know how that's going to react with the cracks in my screen. It's more than a little sprinkle now. That was a very, 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 very light sprinkle. Now it's actually to where I'm going to get wet. Wow. It, I guess I'm having fun because it's been an hour and 15 minutes and it's only seemed like it's been 30. I don't want to go in. It's rain. This slight rain feels nice. You guys ever remember raindrops keep? I think I did a short for that. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I whistle because I can't sing. Jeff. Oh man, is that what it is? 12:45. I wonder if Mrs. Stever's probably still working. She's supposed to get done at midnight, but she never does. Usually on the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, she's working. Sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just glad I ain't so drop dead tired. And I apologize last night, Jackknife. I only wanted to get on to do the box opening live for Jeff on his mail call. I was extremely, extremely tired. I was dead off my feet. I for 7 days. I even said it during the live. I probably only had 3 hours sleep every day of the week, if that. I literally, when I got done the live, I went outside of my studio. I didn't even go in and see Mrs. T-Bird in her office, but she was still working. I laid down on the couch. I just laid down there just to relax. I was very within seconds. I literally passed out. Yeah, 1 out of 20. I didn't even want to. I couldn't concentrate on nothing worth beans. It was my worst time ever. Like I said, it just subscribers like you that kind of gave me the energy to keep on going, but it was very difficult for me to even concentrate on anything. Well, she's supposed to start around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but she always starts around noon, sometimes 11 o'clock. She's a lead in what she does, and she's got several other people underneath her. Um, but normally 4 to midnight. That's her basic hours, but she always goes in early. What she has the authorization to do, and they don't mind because she does a lot more work than what she normally has to, and they really appreciate that of her. I can't really talk about it too much, just like with my work, but she's very good at what she does. And sometimes she's on from 12 until 12 o'clock, 12 noon to 12 midnight, sometimes 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 12, 13 hours, sometimes 14. She's not supposed to work any more than 16. Oh, wait a minute. I missed something here. I missed something. Seeing if it benefits you. What benefits you, OTG? I missed. Oh. No, my phone is not going to work very well because the rain is getting on it. I've been, yeah. I've been peeing blue, bright blue over a week. I started taking blue. I don't know. Seeing if it benefits you. I don't know if it's going to benefit you or not. I've never heard of that, OTG. Yes, exactly. So she can't. You're absolutely right, Raka. Every cloud does got a silver lining. And the silver lining is that I don't need any rain because it just means the grass is going to grow and I'm going to have to remow it again. I still got an acre I still have to mow. I remowed it the other day when I got home from work early, not yesterday, but the day before. Uh, we didn't have a whole lot going on and we didn't have enough people in our crew because we had too many bang in. So we couldn't do what we had to do. So we had to take 4 hours of vacation time and go home. And I mowed for 3 hours. Hmm. Huh. Dyes your brain blue too? Really? Methanol blue. Why? For what? What does it do for you? Uh, are some good hobbies. A lot of good hobbies. I'm having troubles reading the chat a little bit right now because the cracked screen. I'm surprised it ain't doing anything, but it's sprinkling here, and I've got water drops on my phone. It's making it difficult to even see the chat. Uh, Hobbies. Uh, Coin collecting. Numismatic coin collecting. Get yourself a wheat penny book. Books to fill in wheat pennies and dimes and nickels, quarters. I've done that. I got several different books with that I have filled in with pennies and quarters and dimes and nickels. That's an awesome hobby. Numismatic coin collecting. Just any date and every date and try to fill in everything that you can. Um, Fishing is a hobby. Hunting is a hobby. I used to love to hunt. I got my lifetime hunting license. I got back let me try to think when I got that in 1999. I got my lifetime hunting license, big game, small game, and um, fishing. So I got my sportsman's license, and also I got my compound bow license, so I can use my compound bow, my PSE bows. I got a long bow as well. I don't so much hunt anymore. I don't have as much time for it. And I guess the older I got, I kind of the Grinch grew a bigger heart, just because of the closeness I have with wildlife and animals. Maybe it sounds funny to you guys out there, but I don't know if it's my aura or what it is about me, but wild animals and all animals seem to attract to me. And I'm very good with any type of wild animals, whether they're chipmunks or squirrels or birds. And um, I don't go out and try to make friends with them, but except for the chipmunks that are around my home here. Um, I'll give them a few peanuts and they come to me, and of course they run away. And after a few days, it's like they look at me, and I think they can sense that they can trust me. That maybe I've got a good heart or a good soul. I don't know what it is. Um, and they literally, and they won't do it for Mrs. T-Bird. I don't know why, but it's like I can gain their trust very easily and have them literally sitting in the palm of my hand. And I think the only reason why I would probably ever hunt again if I was forced to and needed to, not because I love deer meat, which I do, um, but if something catastrophic happened, such as war broke out or something, and I had to do that to sustain our lives, me and Mrs. T-Bird, and I could hunt and I could very well sustain ourselves by hunting. I mean, there's other things I can do besides. Also, um, I can't get into detail of everything that I do, but that's a hobby, hunting. There's many hobbies. I'm sure you've got some hobbies. Stamp collecting. I got stamps that I've collected. I got these old Elvis Presley stamps that I bought back in the late 1990s. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't have a problem hunting either, but uh, I don't know. I guess I've kind of gained a little more respect for wildlife as I got older. Like I said, maybe My heart got a little softer, maybe. I don't know. But I used to be an avid hunter every year. Um, I used to like to hunt uh, Canadian snow geese and Canadian goose. They're pretty good eating, especially the snow geese. The snow geese got such a they don't have as a wild, the flavor of the meat is not as wild. Yeah, the animal whisper. My wife says that to me, and it's like that's why Simba and our dog they come to my room. They when I come home, they just want to be around me. They want to be around me all the time. And even if I'm not, I'm going to try to see if I can't go underneath the birch tree, maybe to get out of this rain a little bit. So it's not directly falling on my camera, which means I'm going to have to reposition my tripod so it's higher so you can see the fire. Give me a moment. I'm always multitasking, so I'm still trying to read messages too. One-handed. Kind of in the dark. I gotta extend my legs here. Yeah, there's a little less rain. It's giving me a little bit of protection. Still not quite sure how this is going to affect my phone with a cracked screen. I don't know. Try to get underneath this tree a little bit more. A little bit more to the left. I can't go too much more. I'll be right back in the rain again. There's where I was. All right, everybody. Face reveal. You can't see me. Woo! Bird's the word. Couldn't see my face, could you? Maybe. Maybe you could to blow the fire. Move to the VIP section under the birch tree. Yeah, it's still get. I'm still getting a little bit. I'm still getting a little bit, but not as much. Bin fun. Okay, bin fun. I thought you were wanting to buy something. Bin fun. BIN. CO. Take care, Jeff. Thanks for stopping in. I guess Michael Stacken never got his internet back up and running. He never stopped in. He never called. Release from Grateful Dead. Hold on. I said it. I still got 4T. You resemble Phil Lesh from the Grateful Dead. Hmm. Maybe. Possibility. So you must have got a good view then, I guess, when I walked in there from the glare of the fire. Yeah, I still had my work shirt on. I took the main one off. I don't know if you guys know. You can't see over there too much. No, you can't see over there. Thought maybe the glare of the fire would show that pine tree. It looks awesome in the just the ambience from the firelight. But of course, the fire is going down a little bit. Now, was that in his older days or his younger days, OTG? Got to be his younger days. I'll have to go look at a few of his pictures. I kind of forget what he looked like. I know the Grateful Dead, but I can't picture it right now. And it seems like it's starting to let up a little bit. A little bit, but it's still raining. Younger. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Quite a few years now. Yeah, there's so many hobbies that I got. More hobbies than I would guess I wish to have. Jackknife to go back to the hobby bit, but even rock collecting. Um, there's just so many. There's so many things that I love and enjoy to collect. Records, antiques. Uh, I've got hobbies on top of hobbies that I don't even realize. Old phonograph records, Stamps. Yeah, I got a stamp collection. I got a record collection, um, rock collections, fossil collections, uh, so many. Any type of antiques, anything that's old, that's 50 years or older, especially stuff like old antique. I got old antique typewriters from the 40s and from the 50s. Maybe one of these nights when I think about it, I'll bring one in my studio and I'll put it underneath my table, and I'll take it out and show it to you. One or two of them. I've got like three or four different old typewriters from the 40s and 50s. Um, I got old phonographs, stereos. I got two stereos that are almost like they're like stands that you open them up and you got a record player and an old AM FM radio inside. And they got and in the backside they got test tubes. So like from the latter 50s, maybe I think 1950s. I got two or three of those in the house. What about fish aquariums? I used to have a 55-gallon fish aquarium and a 100-gallon fish aquarium. Um, I don't have them anymore. I had a saltwater. I'm going back maybe like 30 years ago. I had a saltwater aquarium where I had a lionfish. I had a blue damsel to start with. That was the very first one. I had a couple of clownfish. I had a live sea anemone that was in there. I had a snowflake moray eel, and he was eating my damsels, my blue damsels. I love that aquarium. I had some live coral that was in there. That was expensive that even back then. When I got that. Anything to do with salt water, the salt water aquarium. Yeah, but I do remember that quite well. I don't know if you heard of a lionfish. They got like barbs on them. They got stingers, and they could send you like into cardiac arrest. I had a lionfish that was in there, but he was another one that would eat my blue damsels. Trying to think what else. I had a snowflake moray eel. I had a couple of shrimp that were in there. They're saltwater shrimp. I forget what they called them, but they were white and red. I kind of miss it, but I do and I don't because it was very time consuming. I have done it all. Yes, I have. But now, no, I don't have any aquariums at all. Like I said, I think I still have a 55-gallon aquarium that's up above my garage, but I do believe that is broke. Will I get back into it? No. The other thing that it's something now, it's different, it has nothing to do with aquariums, but the one thing that me and Mrs. T-Bird used to have back in the day, we had, uh, what was it, a peach face lovebird? We had birds. We had some birds. Um, peach face Pikachu. Was it one? Or did we call him Pikachu? I forget what kind of bird it was. But it was a yellow bird and it had these orange things on its face, and I think it was called a Pikachu, or is that what we called it? But we had some lovebirds, and we also had a blue font Amazon parrot. I think we paid like $1,200 for him. It was a blue font, pretty sure a blue font Amazon parrot, talking parrot. He was awesome. He'd talk. He'd talk. He was such a great bird. Um, Unfortunately, he passed years ago. We didn't get another one. Yeah, both me and Mrs. Deaver do as well. The Rakachu, the Rakachu. It could be, but it's like a yellow bird. There's a good sized bird, not as big as a blue font Amazon, but he had like I don't know, like a his feathers would stand up on top of his head and they'd raise right up. They were very, very long, and a lot of times they would lay back. And he had like these red round circles on each side, and I think we called him Pikachu, but that could be the name of it. Mrs. T-Bird maybe know what the name is, and that could be very well it. This guy has cockatiel. Yes, Ed Marsh. Yeah, I think that's what it is. A cockatiel. I think that's what it was. It was a cockatiel. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. A cockatiel. It was a yellow cockatiel, and he had like red, orange circles on his face. He didn't talk or anything. Not like our blue font Amazon bird that we had. We were going to get a gray African, but we never did. And it was just so funny the way how that they would mimic voices, and it was funny because that was back in the day when we had phones that would ring, like actually, a real landline phone, and the phone would ring, and sometimes it would ring, and we thought it was ringing, and it wasn't. It was the parrot. He was mimicking the phone ringing, and he would do it periodically, and we didn't. I swear to God, you could not tell the difference between the phone and whether the bird was doing it. Loki, yeah, yeah, they were. Yeah. And we had a couple of peach faced lovebirds, I think they were called. There was another couple of type of birds that we used to have. But now we just got the three cats and the two dogs. No more cats. No more dogs. Love the dogs, love the cats. But after they're passed, I don't know. I can't tell the future, but like I said, in 3 years, I'm going to be retired. I'm not trying to wish the years away. Um, but in my coming early retirement, when the animals are gone, I just don't want to have anything to hold me and Mrs. Seabird down. Um, I guess you want to say I want to lose responsibility. I want to be able to hop in our car, or whether we got a travel bus or whatever or whatnot. I want to be able to go and do the things I want to do and that Mrs. T-Bird wants to do. I want to take off and go places. I want to see the world. I want to see the country. I want to go. I want to go to Arizona. I want to go to the Grand Canyon. I want to go to California. I just I want to go to Colorado. I want to go to Florida. I've never been to Florida. For crepe's sakes, I'm 59 years old and I've never been any further south than Virginia. I've never been any further than 20 miles north of Montreal. I've been all over Maine. I've been all over New Hampshire. I've been all over Vermont. I've been all over Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Been to Ohio a few times. Been to Michigan a few times. No, I don't have a passport. I've only been to Canada. I've never even been outside. I've never been to Mexico. I've never been to. I've never been to Florida. I've never been to Georgia. I've never been to Texas. I've never been to California. Never been to Nevada. Ever. Well, that's nice. Awesome. That'd be very nice of you. But I want to. I don't want no ties. And when I retire, there's so much enjoyment and things that I want to do. Woodworking, uh, pouring metals. I want to be able to enjoy life. I want to be able to take off and go places and do things and enjoy life. You know, you've probably been to 30 or 50 states. Awesome. Good for you, brother. Road trips, Jackknife says. Yeah, road trips. Um, yeah, I can remember back in the day. I mean, I haven't been to Canada and wow, I never even thought much about it. But it's been about 20 years since the last time I've been to Canada, and that's before when you needed anything to get in. I could used to just drive. I don't live that far from Canada. You used to drive up. Where do you live? Okay, I live in Champlain. Where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to Montreal. How long are you going to be? I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours. What's your purpose? Just to go look around. Okay, have a nice day. Boom, in and out. Come back. Where you been? Who you? Oh, I just went to Montreal for the day. You got anything to declare for customs? No, no. Where do you live? Right over Champlain. Okay. You got anything to declare? No, no. Okay, have a good day. And drive in. Can't do that now. You need a passport. Um, Prior to the passport, you could use an enhanced driver's license. I got one of those, but never took advantage of it. Yes, she's gonna be. She's 4 years younger than me. Um, so before she can literally start drawing any type of her retirement, she will be. She'll have to wait till she gets 62, I guess. But um, I'm trying to gear up in the next 3 years, which I've been doing a very good job at. I don't want to get into financial details, but I've been doing this for a long time now, and we don't have a lot of bills. Yes, I am still young at heart. Thank you. Um, we have a lot of bills, yes, but our home is paid for. Our cars are all paid for. Um, I don't have any. I got my. I just got normal bills right now, like cell bill, internet, electricity, food, car insurance. I said electricity. Um, one credit card payment, and I probably got about 7, 8 credit cards. Uh, 6 with no balances, zero balance, and I have one. I think I consolidate a lot of them onto this by transfer them around because when we do make a big purchase, I usually put it on a credit card. But I've got a lot of it down to like almost literally no interest. And I'm taking big chunks out of it at a time. Could I pay it right off? Probably. But my goal is to do it in the way that I'm doing it, and within the next 2 years, that'll be gone. So I will not have anything. Yes, yes, Jackknife. I won't sell any of my silver. Not really. I don't want to get rid of my silver. And that's what I think about sometimes. I've got a lot of silver. I've collected it for over 30 years. Some here, a little there, a little here, a little there. Some more years than other. Um, and sometimes I got to ask myself, what am I going to keep? What am I going to keep it for? I don't know. I love it. I love this. I don't know. It's like that sword of destiny. Was that? No, it's not called the sword of destiny. What was that sword called that I showed? I'm trying to think, but I seen it and I really liked it. The lance. I can't even think of the name of that sword. But you seen that sword I got from Spectres, T-Bird Horde. Oh, yeah. I never finished talking about my other antiques. I got this old antique sled. It's a bob. It's not a bobsled, but it's the one with the steel runners from the 40s and 50s. I got one of those. I have a real old Coca-Cola um, Coca-Cola cooler that's made out of metal, not styrofoam or plastic like you do today. Yes, it is a copy. It was number 646 of 999. Mosquitoes. Dang it, get away from me. But old antique typewriters, old antique sewing machine too. I got an old antique sewing machine I almost forgot about too. It's a Singer. It's one of the ones where the top flops over the top, and then it's like a gray Singer sewing machine kind of pops up, and you put another piece in the front, and it locks it in. And it's got the foot pedal. Got one of those. I don't think so. Hmm. No, I don't think it says Rosebud on it. No, but I remember Rosebud. That was a milk company. I've got some old Rosebud um, glass milk bottles though. Rosebud used to make sell milk in old glass bottles. Like I think they're liter maybe. A treadle sewing machine. No, it's a Singer sewing machine. I got it in one of my spare rooms. It's somewhere around the 50s or 60s. Sewing machine. Talk to Jerry. Hmm. You getting tired? Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired too. That Michael would probably pop up, but it's kind of late for Michael. You brush your teeth and get ready for bed. You'll be still here. All right, awesome. Yeah, it's an hour and 45 minutes live streaming it. He knows about Rosebud. Jerry, yeah. Yeah, we had a Rosebud, uh, I want to call it, say, distribution place up here around where I live back in the day. Um, I haven't, it's no longer around, but I do have some old milk bottles from them. I can remember as a young 115. Thank you, Raka. I remember as a young kid, we used to have milk delivered to our home when I was like 6, 7 years old. It wasn't in milk glass bottles, but they're in half-gallon containers, and it was a like a we had like this metal little bin outside. It was like a the size of a milk crate. You ever see those plastic milk crates that you still can have? It's the size of that, and it was like insulated. And a milkman would come around every day or whatever, however many you wanted, and it would be put in there, and it was like a personalized service. It's just like back in the day, in the same particular point in time, we used to have a there was a Canadian guy that used to come across from Canada, just over in Quebec in Hemmonsford. I called him the donut man because he had all these pastries and everything. He would come to your house and drive to your house, and you could open the back part of his truck, and there was like a wooden rack. It would open up, and these shelves would come out, and you could look in. You could all buy all of these fancy donuts and pastries and cookies, and they were awesome. And it was nothing you could get anywhere else except for from him. It was nothing you could go to any type of a national store or anything. Awesome! It stopped raining. Yes, I can come back over by the fire. Under the birch tree. But that was really cool. Let me see. I'm missing part of the chat. Give me a moment. Let me set this down and get reorganized here again. I got to readjust these legs. Readjust these legs. And I'm still looking through some of the. I'm hoping I don't drop this phone. Come on, don't drop the phone. I gotta get this down to where I can see. Okay. Let me see. The donut man. Yeah, it was like a personalized service. The donut man. So I used to call him. Let me see. I gotta try not to touch my phone too much because it will mess it up because of the cracks in the screen. Fantasy. You seen T? OTG saying 10 March. Have you seen T? He looks like Phil. He does. I don't know. I don't think you can do a very good. I don't think you got a very good shot of me. Did you see? Were you able to see me that good, OTG? When I came across the fire, the fire pit. Yeah, rest in peace, Phil. Saw you 2 weeks ago. Yeah, maybe. I think a couple weeks ago I did do a pretty good face reveal. I hope it wasn't through the fire, uh, the glass on my wall mount fireplace. You get some pretty good face reveals from that. I haven't done too many, but I've done a few. Hmm. I guess in about another 10 minutes, so I'll say goodnight in another 10 minutes, so I'll just sit here and chat with you a little bit, only because it's not raining anymore. I'll stir the fire up a little bit just to get this going again. Ooh, there's a little warm. Where's my poker? Trying to get some of this wood that's burned off to the side. There's more pine pitch on this piece that I'm using. I can feel it. Oh, I'll put that there. Dang it. It's too bad it's OTG. It's too bad OC didn't come in here. And I was singing Dang Me. He always howls when I sing. Get more smoke now. Yeah, Mrs. T-Bird must still be working. I don't know. I have to go in there, pop in there, go see her after I get done. Woo! Yeah, I'm back. Let's see the dead views. Follow me around. What were you selling, Saint? What were you looking for? Trying to think of the band me and Mrs. T-Bird met before. It was kind of neat back in the day. Like say when I was growing up, my dad, I talked about it in a few of the live streams about the Canadian Mortar. My dad had a gas station, uh, like a it wasn't a real truck stop, so to speak, but we sold diesel fuel and truck drivers would come through. And a lot of times, a lot of the bands that used to travel by tour buses before when they'd go play up in Montreal or something like that, or in the area, like say Montreal or wherever, they would pass through the exit area before they would go whatever up to Canada, and they'd always stop off there. Um, Ted Nugent one time went through our gas station. Van Halen, uh, the Grateful Dead went through there. I'm trying to think of all the bands that I met, and I mean, this is way back in the day when I was real young. I was under 16 years old. Now it's starting to rain again. Oh, dang it! Um, yeah, Van Halen. Yeah. Um, Trying to think of the other ones. There's a few other ones that I never even thought back then to get signed signatures from them or anything. I wish I would have, but there's a lot of them that I had met and seen at the gas station. But a lot of times, not all of them would get off the buses. I mean, they were like a coach. They weren't a bus, but they were a huge bus, and they'd have one or two, varied on the band. Um, but the drivers would go off there and they said, "Oh, I'd say is." Are they here with you? He said, "Yeah, he's in there. Or they're sleeping. They won't come out." And I said, "Oh man, really? No kidding. Well, I listen to them guys. I never even thought to say, hey, can I get a record or something, or can I get uh, an autographed picture or something? I never thought of it. Yeah, starting to rain again. Wow, a little bit of rain ain't gonna kill anybody. I guess it's not hurting my phone either. Trying to think one of the other ones that me and Mrs. Steve were together though when we were first together to come through. I can't remember the name of them. Uh, Not other than the ones I just mentioned. Hi Cindy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Sitting out here by the campfire. Light rain. I'm about ready to pack it up here in about 5 minutes. It stopped. I took harbor underneath my birch tree over there. My fifth wheel is. You can't see the birch. Oh yeah, you can kind of see the birch tree. I took a refuge underneath there. Birch tree. But it stopped, so I came back out here, out in the open, and now it's starting to rain again. Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's a really hot day. Um, Somebody was saying, I apologize, I forget who it was, 115 degrees. Where again? Today or 117 earlier? They're talking Monday and Tuesday in upstate New York. They're supposed to be up around 98 degrees, 98 to 100 degrees, and it's supposed to be humid. Arizona. Yes, was you record that it said that? I know it was Arizona, but I forget who had said it was 117 there was today. I forget. I don't think I can scroll that far back. I probably, maybe I could. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't want to mess my phone up. I don't know if I can scroll that far back. Don't think so. No, might not be able to. Rack is probably. Oh no, I can't scroll back that far. Rack has probably already said who it was. Not sure. 35 Fahrenheit, going up to 50. Brr. Woo. It seems like that was like our April weather that we were having here. Yeah, I think this year, anywhere in the United States, I think there's going to be a lot of set record highs for temperature. A little bit to do with global warming. I do believe that. No, I can't either, Raka. I can't either. I think it may have been, was it Vegas Acker that had said that maybe? Could have been Vegas. Hmm. Yeah, in South Africa. Yeah, you're in the southern zone. Yeah, I think it was Raka. Yeah. What time is it there? Your time, Cindy? I mean, here right now, I think we got approximately. It's like I'm guessing because I can't see the time on my phone, but Raka will know. I'm guessing it to be like around 1:40, 1:40 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. 7:28 a.m. Woo. Yep, 1:28. Well, I guess I was off by 17 minutes, wasn't I? It's not as late as I thought it was. At least I'm not tired tonight, Raka. Oh, I still can't get over that last night. I should have went to bed. I think even Ellie had mentioned that I should go go get some sleep and rest, and you might have even said so as well last night. I should have. I was totally out of it. If it hadn't been live streaming, if I was listening to somebody's live, I would have did a face plant like Linda Bot Mom. I would have planted my face right in that phone. Because I don't even know how I did it. But anyways, everyone, it's one an hour and 59 minutes streaming. Another 15 seconds will be 2 hours. I think that's good enough. It's starting to drizzle here pretty good. Uh, I'm gonna probably go inside and see what Mrs. T-Bird's up to. I'm gonna go cook that ribeye steak. Yeah, yeah. Linda's a surprise sleeper. You never know what she's gonna have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Yeah, I know. I think it was you, Jack Knight, that was teasing me about, or somebody, or maybe it would have been Jeff teasing me about doing leg wrestling with Linda Bot Mom. I've got some pretty strong extremities. I don't know Linda. I just call her that, Linda Bot Mom. She's my internet YouTube mom. Don't know her personally, and I think she's a little older than I am. Not into leg wrestling, but the thumb wrestling. Yeah, I could be anybody with a thumbs. B Taylor's still here. What's going on? You been lurking, or you just stop back in? Got to hit the sack. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still out here, B Taylor. I thought you had took off and came in. Have a good night, B Taylor. Thanks a lot, OTG, for hanging out. Thank you, Raka Moss. Thank you, Ann Marsh. Uh, appreciate each and every one of you. My phone is messing up. Hold on. I'm trying to do something here. I can't. The rain, I got too much rain on it. Kim T Bird, there she is. Hi and bye. She's stalking me. She's stalking me. Keep on, keep it on. And Marsh says, she's a stalker. She's, you, Jeff did absolutely awesome. He said her a T Bird stalker. Did you see that last night? Oh, man. How long you been watching me, Miss T Bird? Wait till old C finds that out. But thanks each and every one of you. Uh, appreciate y'all stopping there. Have yourselves a great night, an awesome day, and stay safe. Alrighty, T Bird out. Take care. See you in a moment, Miss T Bird. Anything I can do for you, let me know. Bye, Raka. Bird's the word. A minute. Gotta get back. Oh man, really? Oh wow. Alrighty. Thanks. Alrighty. Night, guys. See you tomorrow. T Bird out. Woo! Bird's the word.